you don't know who you could become. And I say could because it's always a choice. It's an individual choice that we each make. We are all born into the world the same way, just pure consciousness. That's all we have. And then we start living our lives and we develop more of that consciousness. But it depends on how much we're willing to even do that. See, because I understand that everyone is born the same. There's no one that's born with more ability to accomplish that than anyone else. And I also know that everyone was born with something within them that if they were to develop it and bring it to the world, their lives would be great. And then they would actually aid our world as well. Everybody has that. There's no person who was born with more ability than the other. I had to keep going over that to understand, well, why wasn't I accepting that? Why wasn't I believing that? And it was just me. It was my resistance to becoming myself. It was my resistance to becoming who I knew I could become because that intuition is always there. We always have it. We feel it and we hear it at times. But then it also depends on when you were born, what time of the in the world, so to speak, that you were born. And we were all born to be alive now during a great transition in our world. I didn't know that. I also didn't know that I was going to turn into a mystic or a sage, or that I would have received information or a philosophy that would help people move through this particular time and help our world become better. But that is exactly what has happened. And I can say that because I've already proven it. First of all, I had to prove it within my own life, and then I had to prove it with others who were using the same cosmic information that I had been receiving, and they're transforming their lives. That's how we create a better world. In 2020, when I first started receiving this new information, I'm saying new because it was different for me, because it was saying our world was going to be moving through a restructuring and the United States would be leading the way. None of that made any sense to me, and it probably didn't make sense to many others. And people who read my messages from Wilhelm could not have understood it fully until the current times. Now we're seeing it, and then people are saying, oh, now I understood what you meant. Now I understand what was happening. But see, we each do that in our lives too. We will question things and then come to a greater awareness. Everything is about awareness and consciousness in within us, the individual, and within our world. And so what's occurring now during this restructuring is we're attempting to create a better world. That's all. And we can only do that by creating better us's, be creating a better person that's within us, because we each have the ability to do that. But it also means that we have to move through all the old stuff. We have to move through the fear, the doubt, the judgment, all of that stuff, because we're not supposed to have it. We're supposed to ascend to higher states of being that is always within each person. But I also came up with something else. We think that there are other people who are supposed to do that other than us. No, it's us. But we are meant to do it together. See, my philosophy is this, and the philosophy that has come through all of the writings that I've done for the last 35 years, the information that I received through Wilhelm, said that every person is born into the world to offer something, and it's a cooperative agreement that we each make to bring something in. And if we choose to love ourselves, then we're making that contribution. Then we're offering something new because we're meant to bring in something new. And what I was able to bring in, which is new, is a philosophy, and it's called your life operating instructions. And what that information told me was that we cannot live as the people we used to be. None of us. And the world can't do that either. But the only way the world changes is if we do it. We have to do it first. See, we had to let go of our limited ways of thinking about ourselves and our judgments that we've had on ourselves, and the limited ways of thinking we've had about others and the judgments we've had on them. That's how we create this different world and move into a different dimension, which is what's happening with this restructuring, which is what my Wilhelm told me would be going on. And they're so fascinating because I received this information on specific days. And there was one I received on July 1st, because that's when I'm recording this video now in 2023. But the one on July 1st of 2020 kind of explained exactly what's going on. My guides like to use dates because then we can pay attention. Everything is happening in the moment of now. We come to understand that at a certain point, because as our consciousness raises, because it's each individual, we start to see things in a new way. With the work that I have, you start to see yourself in a new way. You start to see the world differently. You start to see others differently. You start to appreciate all of your relationships. You start to let go of your self-judgment. You start to find that place where you love yourself. And I can say all those things because that's what it did for me. You see, I just received the information. I still have to do the work just like everyone else. It's always about consciousness and mindset, and that's what this work does. But I'm giving you this video today because I wanted to explain what was happening in the world and the things that we're seeing. It's asking you to become more, to change things that you don't like what you're seeing, but you gotta change it by deciding to love who you are and bring to the world that gift that is within you, because everyone has it. And once you do that, everything changes. And that's the gift that I'm giving to everyone. And I'm also doing something special this weekend because we're moving up to the 4th of July. And because the United States is going to go through a lot of changes, I thought, what better way to offer a special to everyone else and follow along with the plan that's going to happen as we create a better world. And we're going to do that by you becoming a better you. And so check out everything in my offer. See you soon. And for those of you in the United States, if you're going to celebrate the 4th of July, have a great one. Love yourself.
I haven't done anything like this.
It's increased the confidence that I've had in myself.
Everything is better. I mean, every single aspect of my life. My income, the progress is just amazing. Like you can see changes from week to week.
Introducing your last development program, Life Transformation for Success, the newest part of Roger Burnley's coaching series. In this 3-month online program, you will learn the mindset tools you need to dissolve the shame of your past, discover the gifts within you that make you important to the world, and get the confidence to rise above anything that stands between you and the life that you want.
Everything changed in my life. Everything, every single thing.
It's time for you to reprogram your mind for success and become self-actualized. If you're ready to transform your life too, learn more at yourlastdevelopmentprogram.com today.